Hey guys, welcome to Not So Random Chat, the nighttime live stream where we talk about whatever we want to. So, settle in and grab you a libation. It could be your wine or tea or coffee or whatever you want to drink. And let's just sit back and chill. I'll be with you in a moment. Are you guys ready? Okay, well, so am I. So let's get into it. Here I come. Hola. From the west side. This is just so weird. You guys have no idea. On my side, I'm looking at something crazy. Let me see if I can fix it. Okay, there we go. All right, it's working now. It's working now. Y'all, StreamYards has just been tripping for the last couple of weeks. I don't know what is going on with StreamYards. Turn the light on for Mom. Sweet. Did you look in the pot? Turn that light on for me first. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to. Did you look in the pot? Did you get what was in the pot? Let me see. Get you. No, come back. So sorry. Let me go on mute for a second. Give my son some instruction. Hold on. I am back, y'all. Sorry about that. Hey, uppity. Hey, Ripley's. Hey, Angel. So there's been a lot going on. Let me just come on camera. Hey, Zero. Hey, guys. So a lot's been going on. Johnny Depp won his case. Amber Heard owes him $8.5 million. She should have just took the settlement. But in the end, she is the one who was abusing mentally. She was the DVR. And did y'all hear about the fact that she took a crap on the bed because she was mad at him. That's some white people stuff. Okay? That's some white people stuff. I'm coming off of 5 days off, so I'm feeling great. Today was my first day back at work. First day back at work. And we had several, unfortunately, shootings today. One of them was here in California, and you guys may not have heard about that one. But at Grant High School in the LA area, there were shots fired at 3 o'clock, you know, as the kids were getting out, and there were no school police on the premises at the time. Mm-hmm. So our kids are not safe going to school. It's crazy. And then we also heard about the shooting at Tulsa Medical Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we know that at least 4 people have been killed, and the shooter is dead as well. They're not playing anymore. They're not playing anymore when it comes to these things. They're going to shoot him. The little 18-year-old boy, not here anymore. And this shooter today in Tulsa, not here anymore. That's their trial. And let's keep in mind that Tulsa, Oklahoma is where the first homegrown terrorist was. Let's not forget about the Oklahoma bombing, unfortunately. But people are losing their minds right now. No place is safe. No place is safe. And this situation between Monique and DL is like escalating at this point. Now, I like both comments. You know, I love Monique because, you know, she's from Baltimore, so she's from the same part of the country that I'm from. And I, you know, followed her career from the very beginning. Excuse me. And you know, I love DL, you know, because he's an autism dad. You know, his oldest son is on the autism spectrum. You know, I mean, and they're both funny in their own right. You know, but the way that this is panning out, it seems like Monique had just gotten off of being blacklisted, you know, and I think she's gonna end up being blacklisted again. Mm-hmm. Because I understand where Monique is coming from, but it's making her look like she's the bitter one, even though she had an agreement. But from what I'm understanding, an agreement is not a contract. So I don't know. I just think that, you know, they were both told something. One may have had it in writing. The other one may not have had it in writing. We don't know. But notice how the promoter ain't saying it, not a daggone thing. Now, I know there's a lot of people that are rooting for Monique, because, she's finally getting some shine again. But, I don't know how this is going to pan out, y'all. Now, should either one of them have brought this out to us, we shouldn't even know about this. This whole situation should have been handled without us knowing about it. We shouldn't know nothing about it at all. But we did. So here we are. So now we're all giving our opinions about the situation, And, a lot of people are thinking that Monique is going to end up being blacklisted again. So let me. So my son is not the distraction. Let me move to a different position. So anyway, yeah. So that has been trending. And if you haven't had a chance, I just put out a coffee talk series talking about Black women raising Black men. And I was talking about a specific type of Black woman. The type of Black woman that treats her son like he's her man. That one who's a nightmare for any woman who crosses his path and is trying to have a relationship with him, or that he's trying to have a relationship with. So yeah, I put that one out there. It's about 10 minutes long. It's not real long. Just take a look at it so we can get some views up on that one. Get some views up on it. And thank you to people who have subscribed to my channel, because we are now less than 200 from 2K. So I'm working towards that 2K, y'all. Trying to get to that 2K. That's a big deal, because it's like, it's just taking forever. And I am working and I'm putting out the content, but I don't have a team to put out these videos, so they're getting out as I'm editing them. But I'm almost to 1K as far as videos. Let me see, how many videos do I have right now? Now we have 11 more videos to go. 11 more videos to go to have 1K in video content. Almost there. So I'm putting out this content for you guys, and I've got much more. It's just, y'all just roll with me on getting it out there, because I am not a full-time YouTuber, because I'm not making enough money on YouTube for it to be a full-time gig. That part. Okay? But once I get my channel to be bigger, at one point sometime in the future, I will have me a team. Even if it's just one or two people to help me with this. Because now I got 2 channels, and I still have to put up the 2 spoken words that I need to put out over there. So I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. But there's been, all of this stuff going on the platform. People's platforms going up in smoke. People getting their platforms demonetized for various reasons. But one of the things that I want to talk about is this conversation that just seemed to have popped out of the thin air on a better class of woman. Hmm. And discuss what that really means, because I've listened to, the original video and multiples of the videos that have come out behind it, and it's very interesting to me because some of it comes across as being judgmental, because a lot of the conversation was around women's attire. It was around attire. Now, there's, we all know that, like in the work environment, there's, you have work clothes. My work clothes are whatever I want them to be because I work from home. And we also know, that, if you are religious, then there's certain, protocols that you would have to adhere to depending on whatever denomination that you belong to. And if you are, part of like ministry that's being seen versus someone who's sitting in the pews. But outside of those two, when it comes to what people wear, that's really about a person's style or lack thereof. Maybe, certain clothes, would look provocative on one person and not provocative on another one. But part of the conversation that they were talking about was, the clothing of young girls or teenagers, as they're developing. Now, it feels like the church mothers trying to tell other people how to dress, and I'm in that age group, I guess, per se, that would be the church mother. But I'm certainly not gonna police how someone presents themselves to the world, because I believe that what someone has on has nothing to do with, them necessarily giving out an invitation or not giving out an invitation, as some people were saying. Like if I'm out and I have on a midriff top and some shorty shorts, that doesn't mean that I'm looking for attention from some man unwanted. I'm wearing it probably because it's hot and I'm trying to be cool. And because at almost age 60, I can. Now, clearly, there is, a time and a place because of my age range. But let me tell you something. If I was younger, hmm I'd wear whatever I wanted to wear. I remember when I was, you know, in my 20s and in ministry, doing stuff in church and stuff. And yeah, I couldn't wear the kind of stuff I wanted to wear. I couldn't wear the things that, fit my figure and everything for various reasons, you know, at church. So I understand that. But making assumptions about people based on the way that they're dressed, like just because a woman has on a dress with a plunging neckline, that's not an invitation. Especially if you have the body to wear it. You know. And the thing is that the kind of conversation, okay, certain things certain things that I can wear, somebody else couldn't wear. Like, I'll give examples. You know, certain fits are going to fit on certain types of figures, and if you got a big behind, it just doesn't even matter. You're just not going to be able to cover that up. Same thing if you know have this up here, like certain tops, even though I'm not like huge, but I'm a nice size in the front. Certain tops, I have to wash it because on somebody else they're not low cut, but on me they are. And then on someone who is bigger than me, they will be even more low cut. Same size top. So in that situation, okay, you're like, well, should I get a bigger size, or should I, so that it's higher up? Things that you have to think about, like what I have on right now. This particular dress that I have on, depending on what kind of bra I have on, makes it could look provocative. And there are things that will look a certain way on me and may look, or a certain way on certain people. And it is what it is. Some people could just put on a paper bag and it's going to look sexy. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Like the only thing that on me is not gonna look sexy is like if I wear like the old church woman clothes, but I ain't wearing that stuff. I like to wear clothes that fit me. I don't care that I am almost 60. It's age appropriate for me because I have a body that doesn't look like I'm almost 60. So if you got it, flaunt it, is what I say. Doesn't matter, doesn't matter.
But it's funny how people like to insinuate that how a person is dressed means they deserve a certain type of treatment. What was that movie that Jodie Foster was in? When, she was the lady of the evening, but someone raped her and she had to go and the character in the movie had to go through the situation of, just because of how I'm dressed and what I do for a living doesn't mean that you can make assumptions that you can just take it from me. But here we have what? Your class is determined by how you dress and present yourself, or is it, by going by European standards, whatever it was that she was saying, it didn't make a whole bunch of sense to me. Because see, when you talk about class, now it doesn't have the same connotation when you say better class. I don't think that's what you mean, Faith. I think you meant something else. Because when you say better class, it's like that's you're talking about it gives the connotation of social class. And I don't think that's what you were talking about. Maybe, since we were talking about how people dress, it's, that's really a touchy subject because these young women are going to dress how they want to dress. And in their minds, how they dress should have nothing to do with how they're being treated. And, outfits that, people, women of a certain age might, not have as, may consider tasteless or tacky or trashy, Younger women don't have a problem with it. And 9 times out of 10, if you had the bodies that they had and were at the same ages that they are at, you would probably have dressed that way too. I just find it very interesting, that we've got these women who are clearly younger than me out here, using terms like Jezebel and hoe, in regards to women based on how they're dressed. And then the victim shaming of it all, when that's the crazy thing about it. It's like we're always the ones who come at them in this manner. And my personal opinion, I don't have a daughter, okay? But if I did have a daughter, I would hope that I would not have a problem with how she's dressing. But I know how these younger girls dress. They dress probably worse than we did. I mean, back then, when I was younger, we were about, wearing short things, but we still had on clothes, you know. Now they barely have on clothes. And so I understand how that can look to some of us older women. It's the style. And here's the thing. Some of us older women are wearing that stuff too. And yes, for some of us it's not appropriate because our bodies just we just should not be wearing it. Okay? Not even about the age, it's just about certain things just don't look the same on older bodies. You know. Like every woman who is older does not have a flat stomach with no cellulite and stretch marks from having a baby. Especially if you had several. Okay. Saggy boobs that are, as we get older, they're not as perky. So certain things, just certain tops, we just probably shouldn't be wearing. If we got saggy boobs, and that would go for no matter what age you are. If certain clothes or certain styles don't go good on everybody. They just don't. That's like why a lot of the times you guys notice when I'm showing you guys things that I'm wearing, I try to put up outfits that will look good no matter what size you are, because I'm cognizant of the side of the fact that I can wear anything. Anything is going to look good on me. I know this, but everybody that's in my age range can't wear everything. So I try to come up with stuff that's going to look flattering on all of us, and that if you got the flat abs, you can show the flat abs if you're comfortable with it. And then I have ones that have slits on the sides, like when I wore that one, because that's so if you got little love handles and everything, you can you have something that kind of complements that. So I think of those kind of things. But you have to think, when you're thinking about, I don't think they meant better class for the women. I think they're talking about better style. Maybe people having a better, style about themselves, or, because when you're talking about what people are wearing and how they're wearing their hair, that's all about fashion. And everyone doesn't have a good fashion sense. And you're going to see people wearing things that are just totally inappropriate for them to be wearing. Things that may look provocative, not because they have a body that everything they put on looks provocative, but because they've chosen to wear something that, might not be for their body. But, there's such a better way to talk about that than to talk about how people are dressing, because for a lot of women, it takes us a while to get comfortable with our body, no matter what body type we have. And especially if you're one of those ones who develops early, like me, I didn't have nobody till I hit 16. But when I hit 16, grown men started looking at me. So I knew something must have changed. But you have girls who are developed and they're 13 and 14. And or they could be 9 and 10. And so clothes that you would think are appropriate for a 9 or 10-year-old don't look the same on them because they have a more adult body. And hence comes in, you have these girls wearing this more provocative clothes because their body can carry it, even if their mind can't. And it does give negative attention or positive attention that they may not want and may not be comfortable with. I know for a fact that when I developed, I still, because I still was in the tomboy phase, so I still was wearing the sweatshirts and baggy pants all the way up until I was in college and everything. And guys didn't know I had no body until I went to a pool party at somebody's house from college. And I put on a 2-piece. But they didn't know. Because I didn't tend to wear stuff that showed my body. Because I wasn't comfortable with the attention. But some people are comfortable with the attention and will wear provocative clothes for the attention because they don't care if they're getting negative or positive attention. But what does that have to do with the class of woman? That has to do with the maturity level in that woman who, sometimes so that they're not looking for that kind of attention. And sometimes they're not even looking for that kind of attention. They just like dressing that way because they like that. They like how they look in those clothes. But you can't assume someone is a lady of the evening based on what she wears. Not anymore. Not anymore. Hey, Treelyn. Hey, 1SP. I be talking, y'all. Oh, you're less than 250 subscribers away? Let me see what they say. Yeah, I'm trying to get to that milestone. I'm working on it. Like I said, I am at 1804 or 1805. And I like how when we lose like that slew of subscribers, I lost like a bunch of subscribers a while back. It wasn't all at once. They just kind of took 100 here, 100 there. And because I was like over 17, I was close to 1800. And I'm just now recovering to get back to where I was when I got monetized in 2020. Yeah, in 2020. it's taken me a year to get those subscribers back. It's taken me a year to get those subscribers back. But I know that they're new subscribers, but yeah, I'm really gonna be working on some stuff because I'm really I want to get my channel to 5K by the end of the year. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm trying to get to 5K by the end of the year. So that was another reason why I diversified my stuff. So you guys are going to start to see more art stuff. You're going to start to see more of my lifestyle stuff. And as y'all know from my 2-hour rant on Monday, we will be doing more stuff on autism as it pertains to adults. And I'm going to definitely be educating you guys on autism as it presents in females. But if you guys have not noticed, when I'm finding things that I feel will be of, interest, when it's talking about people of color, or even when I'm finding like some of the Black women on the spectrum, you'll see them popping up on my community wall. Because what you will find is that most of the Black women, that at least the ones that you see on here, and even the ones that I know in real, in real life offline, I know one who presents as soon as she starts talking. I know she has autism, but she's the only one. She's the only female I know on the spectrum that as soon as she starts talking, I know she has autism by her speech. The rest of them don't know, can't tell. Because a lot of females, a lot of them tend to be on the higher echelon and are able to mask symptoms, which is why it's so hard to diagnose autism in girls, period. They can symptoms can mask, or it can look like it's something else that's not autism. So yeah, we will be educating you guys, ad nauseum, because clearly y'all need to know about autism on the adult side, because there are people on this platform who are on the spectrum and they deserve to be respected. I'm not saying treat them different. I'm just saying respect them. And could y'all please stop calling autism a mental illness, because it isn't. I'm so fucking sick of that one. If I hear somebody else call it a mental illness, I'm gonna call you out by name, because you sound ignorant as hell. Autism was once called a learning disability, but it's not a learning disability, because people who have autism can learn. They learn differently. It does have developmental parts to it, developmental delays that are part of it. But it generally does not have intellectual delays. In other words, their intellect is usually superior, but they'll have, social delays. Sometimes there's language delays or speech delays, not so much in delay in their speaking, but like, as you can see with my son, 26-year-old man, but he doesn't sound like a 26-year-old man. Well, he does. His voice is that of, is a grown man's voice, but he doesn't talk like a grown man does. He talks like he's a teenager or a kid, but he knows all the grown-up words. He just doesn't use them. So yes, got to make sure that you guys get more information in regards to autism on the adult side, because there is a lot of representation of autism at the for children, but it's a lifetime disability or different disability or neurodiversity. It does not go away, and generally, as people get older, their autism changes the way that it presents itself, especially once they're adults. Because once they're adults, there are a lot of things that they may not have been able to stop themselves from doing when they were a child, but they know how to stop themselves from doing certain things as adults, So it does not present the same in adults as it does in children. So we're going to keep y'all knowing that kind of stuff. I'm just on it. I just, after, seeing the ignorance in these YouTube streets, it's clear. It's clear that clearly, you guys thought y'all knew a lot about autism, but you don't know nothing. So, yeah. And I'm so happy. Me and Raw B are tickled pink that y'all want to know so much about it. We're going to make sure y'all get that knowledge correctly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And anybody else in the autism community who wants to share that knowledge with them, feel free. Because we need to educate these people so they're not so ignorant about autism. Because, if they don't have anyone in their family that has autism, just wait. Just wait. Yeah. That's how common autism is going to be. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So, that's one of the reasons why I'm trying to. People are so cruel, and here's the thing. People on the spectrum do not use their autism as an excuse, but them letting you know that they are on the spectrum is hopefully for you to have some understanding. But y'all ain't got no goddamn understanding, so we're going to educate y'all. Mm-hmm. So hopefully, as we educate y'all, you'll educate others. So that this will be a better world for everyone, including those on the spectrum. That's the way I feel. Because parents like me ain't going to be around forever. And, I'm speaking, but believe me, those on the spectrum, our kids can speak for themselves as well. And they are speaking for themselves. That's why you have things like the Autism Society of America. Those are people who have autism that run that entire organization. And yes, it is a not-for-profit organization run by people with autism. Mm-hmm. It's the largest organization for those with autism that are adults in the country. And they're it's international. It's not just in the United States, obviously. You know, they're it's in Europe, Canada. You know, a lot of countries have their version of the Autism Society. But for those here in the United States, I urge them to look to the Autism Society, because it's only a small representation of the adults on the spectrum. Mm-hmm. Like every year, 500,000 people with autism turn 18. Mm-hmm. 500,000. That's a lot of people. But there's 7 billion people in the world. Mm-hmm. And if by 2050, Africa will have the largest amount of children, and thereby default having the largest amount of people with autism, well, children with autism. Autism right now is, you know, close to it is the number one, I guess, different ability that starts from childhood that lasts a lifetime. And there's no funding past 18. Well, there's barely any funding past 18. Barely any resources past 18. It's sad. It really is. They forget that the kids with autism grow up and become adults with autism. And that's the reason why the majority of adults with autism can't hold down a job. And they live at home with their parents, even if they went to college. Mm-hmm. That's a grim fact. Yeah, some of the stuff that's been said, uppity, is just, you know, I just have no words. And the insensitivity in regards to the whole situation just makes my stomach turn. And the fact that there was so much victim shaming. But uppity, you didn't hear this, but last night on The Honest Truth, Crystalline shouted you out. and she's, you know, she said that, you know, you and she had talked about the whole thing, and you know, she was talking about how crazy this was. But yeah, she did talk about you, and she shouted you out. Just so you know, sis. So if you get a chance, go listen to the Honest Truths broadcast from yesterday, live stream from yesterday, with the pink pill. Like towards the end of the broadcast, he was talking to her about you, and you know, I was in the clouds because I was flipping between your broadcast and hers and his. So I was kind of flipping between the two at that point. Let's see what you guys are saying. Yeah, that's what she said, that you guys had spoke some time ago about it. That's what she was saying. But this whole situation with the couple over there. See, here's the thing. You know, what I see is that some of the people that are doing some of the nonsense that they're doing, it's not because they like Nyla and Taz. It's because they just don't like you for whatever freaking reason. And that's fine. They don't have to like you. But don't lie on you. And keep perpetrating these freaking lies about you know, pictures being sent to multiple people when it's just not true. And then people memories going away like they don't remember. That part. It's like, how y'all not gonna remember, you know, this ain't 20 years ago. This is just a couple years ago. We were all here, we all remember. But some people have distorted memories, or they choose to remember, or they choose to believe the lies. They choose to believe the lies. I ain't believing no lies. You know, and those who, you know, feel like, well, they don't have nothing, they don't have, you know, they ain't got no issues with Nyla and Taz, that's fine. I have an issue with people who say stuff about autism, and them two have. Yes. Mm-hmm. Both of them. Or they've thrown out people being saying that they had autism as an insult in a roast on somebody who's not even on the spectrum. So yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't feel y'all. Besides, people who lie about being Afro-Cuban, and I'm Afro-Cuban, yeah, that part. Okay. Oh, and just for the record, most of us who are Afro-Cuban, yeah, no, let me stop, because my dad does have the wavy hair. My dad has the wavy hair. My brother has the wavy hair. My grandfather had the wavy hair. I had the wavy hair. My sister had the wavy hair, you know. But we also had kitchens, you know. Maybe that's why it was so hard for me to like give myself a bush when I used to try to make my hair go into natural, because I don't really have, I have more 4B than 4C hair. But I used to be trying to give myself a natural when I was a kid, and it just would not work for me. My hair would not let me be great. My hair would never let me be great. I did not ever have the kind of hair that could go into a natural. Well, first of all, it was too damn long. Second of all, my hair wasn't kinky enough, you know. But I sure did try to have natural when I was a kid. That was like the thing, shoot. But I love my natural hair. It's just much more easy for me as an autism mom to have it in some type of braid style. And I like the false locks. These are kind of cool. You know, so I don't have to worry about my hair. I do my hair. I make sure my hair is, you know, healthy. And that's what I do. Make sure it stays healthy. Make sure I keep my length. Every time I take the braids out, I measure to make sure that it's still down here. I make sure that it's still down here. You know. But you know, the thing about my hair is when water hits it, it curls up and it hits my shoulders. But it's here. It's down there. But that curl thing, you know, that 4C4B curls ain't nothing nice. They ain't nothing nice. Makes it look like we ain't got no hair on our heads. And we got a whole bunch of hair on our head. Whole bunch of hair. Anyway, are you gonna come in here and say hi? He wants to say hi, y'all, before I get off. Come on. You know, I know my audience. Say hi. How are y'all?
How are ya?
Uppity's there. Say hi, Uppity.
Hi, Uppity.
All right. Okay. I tell you, girl, the shrinkage is real. But you know, there are products that we can use in our hair to reduce the shrinkage. You know, so if I can reduce the shrinkage, then I can get it to go past my shoulders. You know, natural. But you know, the only way you're gonna see the real length is I have to flat iron it out, and I'm just not into the heat of it all. Yeah, we're not doing all that in our hair. But I will be back on Friday. I'm not sure. I have it down for 9. I think I have it down for 8:30 or something like that. But it's probably gonna be later than that, which means I'm gonna have to push back the show on the other channel because I have rehearsal for the next movie and it starts Friday. We start rehearsal on Friday. Yes. Our first rehearsal is a Zoom rehearsal. We won't be on set, but we are starting rehearsals. Finally. And the name of this movie is Big Girls Don't Cry. Yes. So I will see you guys on Friday. I'm not sure what time. Y'all know what? I just thought of something. We have a holiday this month. Juneteenth. That's a holiday. And if it's on a weekend, that means I get that Monday after it off. And it's going to be, it's around Father's Day, y'all. It's around Father's Day. Because remember, they kind of stole it from us last year. Because he signed it into law on the day. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Friday. Just look for the alerts as to what time the live is going to be because it depends on how long rehearsal goes. But I'll see you guys. Until then, I'll offer you guys what? Peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out of here, you guys. Peace.
Well, guys, that's it for tonight's Not So Random Chat. But I'll see you guys the next time. Until then, peace and blessings from the West Side. I'm out.